guys, and welcome to our review of Darling in the Franxx, episode 16. I'm your host of Cinder Blaze. With me today we have...
Strange words.
And Makotoa.
Oh man, welcome back guys. We had a little break from FranXX last week, but man, when it came back, shoot, this episode hit me harder than I expected it to, even though it was like a really mellow episode. What'd you guys think about it?
Alright, this episode was... It was so happy. There's so much good stuff going on. Everybody was seeming like they're having fun. And it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna throw out some foreshadowing, even more foreshadowing. Oh hey, we're just gonna... Oh yeah, by the way, horrible death flags are now appearing on everybody.
And by everybody, we mean specifically Miku.
Hey, come on.
Oh,
It's not
man.
Miku, it's definitely Futoshi first. Definitely Futoshi first.
I mean, yeah, Futoshi has his issues.
Please
but like,
Futoshi first. Come on.
I don't care if he dies like the most like gruesome and heinous death. But if like even if Miku has like the most peaceful and satisfying death ever, I don't want to see that. So what do you guys think about like Miku's like little white, gray hair thing? Like, is that like
that's what you guys are referring to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is literally the one thing that freaked me out this entire episode. Like otherwise, I would have been totally just like at ease and just enjoyed it.
Like what, 15 years old, sometimes some age in their teens, and getting that much gray hair. It's like, all right, so being parasite has horrible physical drawbacks. I thought it was them turning into parasites. It may be just due to like horrifically accelerated aging, which is actually an even worse death. Because oh man.
I mean, it's not like worse. I mean, as long as she, does her things.
It depends. It depends on how fast it goes. Because if it's something like, all right, if you get past a certain age, you just start aging like 300 times faster.
Well, like if we see
that.
like some of the citizens of the city, like they all had white hair, so there might be.
But I believe the citizens are basically a different species altogether. I believe was the implication.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's just they're because of the like experiments that have been done on them. They're more than human now.
Like they're more. The thing is, what I'm trying to get is that they're so far away from humanity due to all the experimentation that they're pretty much different species. I should say they're not. They're still human at the core. It's just that they've. You can't.
I
really
mean, like
call
Klaxosaurs are like they're completely different from humans physically in every way, and then we have 02, which is kind of like, she's still technically kind of human. So I don't think we can like make the division like just straight up like that. But like also going along with that point. Was it the red-haired teacher? I forgot her name, but apparently she went through the same thing that our parasite group also did. So like maybe like their future isn't like so cut and dry, like they just like die instantly after like so and so years of like combat, because she has this position of being like their commander for like the next generation. So
maybe she's the only survivor in her squad. Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't think it's something like that. I think maybe the commander is a position that's assigned to, like a promising parasite in terms of ability to lead, but not in terms of compatibility. It's like, all right, we could inject them with the yellow blood cell treatment, but that's pretty risky, and it may not even bring them up to par.
Oh,
so why not
maybe
just let them live to adulthood?
Maybe they're parasites because they got injected with the yellow blood cells. Like that's what I'm kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Well, no. What I mean is that the first yellow blood cell resulted in, like, let's say a low count, because we're not exactly sure how the distribution works.
We haven't even really started talking about everything else in this episode, by the way. Just saying.
Well, okay, here's the rest of the episode. Comfy life, trying to live on their own. Alright, and then foreshadowing.
Okay, no, what about like 02 coming into like the fold? And Miku, like we could be a little bit more specific here. I think some of this stuff is worth commenting on. The friggin'
Actually, I could comment on Futoshi suddenly trying to go into bulimia for whatever.
That happened, and I also wanted to comment on how is it Zorome, the one who had the hair that's mine, sorta?
Yeah.
Like he's completely well, at least at the beginning, he was very hurt by the potential idea that Papa had abandoned them. Like, of all of them, he was the one who was the most hurt. He was the one who wanted the most gratitude. It's been like foreshadowed in previous episodes where he tried to shake that one dude's hand, and they wouldn't even do it, and he didn't understand why they wouldn't acknowledge him, and all he's wanted is acknowledgement from Papa to grow up and be an adult. And like, here it is, he's like, amongst all the other things happening, he's feeling this kind of rejection completely. And I mean, everybody ends up feeling that when they have that kind of discussion on the stairs, and everyone's kind of going super melancholy. Like, at first I wasn't sure if they were talking about how they were going to all die, but I think it was just that they were throwaway to Papa, like everyone else in the last episode that we had before.
Every single plantation that got nuked.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, and I think they were saying, like, when that actually happened, they didn't feel like they were throwaways too, because, like, oh, well, those other plantations are kind of throwaways, but we're still special because we're still, being taken care of, and we're not, being forced to suicide there. But, like, now that the plantation's mostly kind of just destroyed, like, Papa isn't, like, responding to any of their kind of pleas, and Zorme's, like, keeping watch. Like, they're told to, like, stay put at their place and just wait for orders. Yeah. He's, like, looking at the binoculars, like, oh, look, there's Papa's ship, and then just go to another plantation, and just, like, and, like, in that moment, he kind of just, like, perfectly sympathized with Futoshi, and that kind of, like, brought about, like, our next little scene where he's, like, actually feeling sorry for him, because he knows what it feels to be rejected by someone you love.
Oh no, I didn't.
It isn't as bad, but man,
I didn't expect that from Futoshi at all.
No, I expected he was gonna do something.
It's reasonable, but it's not expected from me.
A bit crazier, but
I think almost every one of the side characters had something about them that was kind of special this episode. Like, what's his?
Yeah, Ikuno kind of's there.
Well, the hair cutting thing, that happened.
Ikuno was the hair cutter.
No, that's Kokoro.
Yeah, that's Kokoro. Ikuno's the glass girl.
Okay.
She kind of was just there.
Yeah, she didn't really do much this episode.
Not in the main part of the episode.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever gonna get her own thing before she does.
I remember from her this episode was the ending theme when she's like trying to make out with Ichigo.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh. All right. Speaking of endings, the opening way better than the first half.
Yeah.
It's the same song, but the second half of the song.
So
I'm assuming you mean like
the actual open, like
the visuals.
The visuals
are way better and fit way better.
I liked it a lot. Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, like I feel like the show kind of found its ground a little bit better in the second half. Mostly because, like, I think a lot of people were expecting more of, like, the battle emphasis on this series beforehand.
When I saw Strelitzia, I definitely expect, like, oh man, we're gonna get Girl Login 2.0, except now with cute mecha girls. Yeah. No.
Yeah. So
we got
Kiznaiver
with Gurren Lagann.
There you go. There you go. That is a fitting comparison.
Kiznaiver was just so boring for me, but hey, I like some of the character designs.
Yeah.
So you took the very few good bits, and then threw in some of the good bits of Gurren Lagann. Not all of them, but some of them. You got okay stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of the good bits, I felt like that Kokoro and Mitsuru scene. That was so nice. It was like the icing on the cake, because I really support that
scene.
Shit.
I'm just like, all right, it's a thing. It's gonna happen.
It was always a thing. Like, the first interaction, it was just like from then on.
Let me rephrase that. There's no chance for Futoshi now.
Yeah, there isn't. He's
zero.
Game over
that
for
1%
him.
Chance, he's gone.
Unless he dies, like that's always a possibility.
That's true, but if he dies, I think Kuro's gonna be like, oh man, I'm super sad. Better go avenge him.
Or he could go the Goro route, and like some other chick like pops up and he's like slyly pushing Mitsuru towards her. She's like, "Don't stop him! Just let him go."
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, but yeah. All right,
And,
so sorry, go.
And like our other kind of confirmed couple, I guess, is Hero and 02, which
yes.
Well, we already know.
Yeah, like I'm so glad like their interactions just are the way they are, because like all the problems I had with Ichigo and Goro were kind of solved just because, like, you know, I'm okay with it now. Just seeing those two together, I'm just like, you know what, I don't give a shit about anyone else besides like Kokoro and Mitsuru and the Miku and Zorome ship, but like like this one was good enough that I can kind of forget about that ship and just move on. You know?
Yeah, I was happy with this episode because, I mean, I feel like after everything that's happened between the two of them, this is the episode where you kind of get to see them be happy now.
Yeah,
you know,
and like,
and then, sorry, go.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say okay, and then we gotta get to the one last bit, but go ahead with whatever you're gonna go with.
Oh yeah, like let me just stall a little bit while I kind of recollect what I was actually thinking in that one moment. What were we talking about, Hero? Oh yeah, like Ichigo's like role in that whole ship was probably really well done. Like we kind of see like the kind of completion of that arc where she kind of accepts 02 at the very end, when, you know, like we see them after the battlefield. And oh my god, I've noticed it how many times I say like in this one. But what was it? Yeah, just her accepting 02 after like that whole like mess. Like 02 felt like a monster. Like, oh my god. Got in my head. Jordan, let's make us do something else.
It's great. I very much enjoyed those moments too. Yeah, it was 02, and okay, I don't know how to like eloquently put it either right now. So, well, let's get to the point at the end that you were trying to make, Jordan.
All right, so Klaxor Princess, I may have called it. Also, that's a really, really cool snake-like thing. I'm not even sure it's Klaxor.
That looks like a dragon. That looks like that one dragon from Monster Hunter.
It looks so cool.
Dude, what is it called in Monster Hunter? That giant snake dragon.
Dalmadur.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Man, I'm super hyped to see that thing.
Yeah, and 02 might not be like the Klaxor Princess. Like she might be one of them.
She might be royalty.
Klaxor royalty.
Because if there's more than one princess, then...
or like could be the queen or something.
Yeah, queen.
Yeah, just like all the little like Easter eggs that were in the opening and ending just kind of like build up the hype for me this entire season. Just seeing all those forms.
Oh yes.
Like I feel like this second half of the season is gonna be like
way stronger.
Killer.
I can't say like way stronger because like despite like, oh my god, shut up, Michael. Like
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I said killer, and that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, especially in like the ending where we kind of see Hero like hug 02 and she's kind of like gone.
No.
And we're just like, oh my god.
No.
Like the 02 kind of had a death flag on her like from the beginning, but it would be like last episode death, if anything. So she was kind of safe for like the longest time. But just, you know, seeing Miku already have a death flag on her is just, I'm so scared for the rest of our cast. Except maybe Goro and Futoshi, but you know, that's just me. Alright, do we have any final thoughts for this episode?
I'm really interested in seeing what those, if the Klaxor Prince, or whatever the Klaxor Queen, whatever the heck the royalty was, at the end of the episode, like, she was shown in the opening, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
One wing, like 02. So, who's her pair? That's what I'm curious about.
Oh.
It's Papa. I don't know. Oh yeah, that thing that they're building because they are now like kind of acquired this one territory. I forgot what it's called, but I feel like we're gonna the Grand Crevice.
What was that like? Because we still haven't seen where those, you know, that hand that came out and squashed everything. We haven't seen anything about that yet, except for in the opening.
Yeah, we saw it in the opening.
Like
that could be her power, dude.
That's gonna be her FranXX. Right?
Like, yeah,
that's what she pilots, probably.
I'm kind of on board with you, Michael, or that's her FranXX, because
yeah,
freaking 02 did the same thing with Hero in the first opening. So.
Okay, all right, interesting.
But yeah, that's my final thoughts.
Good stuff.
You know, like flashbacks are happening of like that one fight in Legend of Korra where I think there's like an Avatar state, just giant like golem thing that they use to fight each other. Oh man, I hope it's not something like as derpy as that. But I'm psyched for this half the season. And I think that like wraps up our kind of thoughts for this episode. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below, and check our description for all of our social media links and that Discord chat link as well. We'll see you next week. Keep it juicy.
See
you later.
Oh yeah, I have to do the outro. Boop. I'm just gonna stop recording right there. Yo, but Papa's making a new mech. I wonder who's gonna pilot it.
Oh.
That's be OPS.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, the Ring or whatever the heck, some sort of Nordic name.